Started from McLaren, now we're here. Hey, man. And in true sim racer fashion, I had to have more. With that said, you may or may not have seen this wheel all over Reddit. I'm fairly new to Reddit myself, so I don't know how big it is to y'all. But anyway, first time I saw this wheel on Reddit, I know I had to have one for myself. It's effectively being called the Fanatec M-Sport GT. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I made it. Lock in. Hey, yo! What's good with y'all, gang? It's your favorite random DarkKentX. Please say the X. Back with another chronicle for your viewing pleasure. And we gonna skip the foreplay right into the build. We begin with the Cube Controls GT0 rubber rim. This, I believe, is the part of this assembly that gives it that premium feel. Y'all gonna see. Now, when I first saw the wheel on Reddit, that was probably the biggest attraction for me. I love the look of this rim. Once I got it in my hands, I love the feel of it even more. It has a slight squish to it, that rubber feel. Admittedly, I drive with a bit of a soft grip, so man, that's perfect for me. Love it. Next up, Fanatec's Universal Hub V2 for Xbox. This just immediately caught my attention as well the first time I saw it. I love the buttons on the top of the wheel. I had plans for that. It's like, yo, couldn't wait to map those out. But in the meantime, while I'm going through this on screen, let me say this. I want to thank each and every individual that watched, liked, commented, subscribed from my last video. Yo, y'all boys really turned up and turned my little hobby into something, man. I appreciate y'all. More on that in a minute. Next part, I had to have another one. If you did see the previous video, I love these paddle shifters. Put them on my Formula V 2.5X, and I wanted them again for this rim. Again, it just added to that premium look and feel of the wheel. Paddle shifters are amazing, quiet, so quick in a race. So I had to double back. Next up, the podium button module rally. The face. This adds to the aesthetic of this rim. And if you don't know anything else about me, but I love some aesthetics, it looks amazing. Unfortunately, and this may be a deterrent for some, it didn't deter me, obviously. As a console player, the encoders are non-functional. Sorry. Hate to disappoint anybody. If you don't want to proceed after that, okay, cool. But for me, it's not a deterrent. And again, it's future-proofing because I intend to transition into PC. Gonna have to build a PC up. My current one, I believe, would work. I think I meet the requirements, but I want to overdo it. Not gonna lie. We'll come back to that as well. Stick a pin in it. And lastly, QR2 Pro. Had to do it again, man. Again, the aesthetics. It matched the podium. It matched the gold on the podium advanced module. Paddle module. Had to do it. Had to do it. This portion of the video right here, I'm time lapsing it because yeah. This build probably took me, I don't know, a max of an hour and a half. And it was probably closer to an hour, but I'm just going to overdo it. Okay, let's say it took me an hour and a half. I spent 40 to 45 minutes just on this part alone, removing these little arms and extra buttons off of the face of this Universal Hub V2 because I wasn't going to need them. I was going to use the buttons up top. And plus, it wouldn't have fit the rim to leave these arms on. But the reason it took me so long is I couldn't find my wrench to hold the nut in places I was trying to take the bolts out. So I had to grab a set of pliers, and man, it was just a headache. It was a big headache. So again, I'm time lapsing that for y'all. I don't want to bore y'all with that. I don't know why in these build videos, there's always one piece of equipment that gives me hell. I spent half the time assembling this wheel just on that part, but that's neither here nor there. Again, back to thanking y'all and speaking on the QR2. Yo, there was a dude that was so pissed off in my last video about me purchasing the QR2. I didn't need it and I need to get away from Fanatec. Some of y'all commented to him in the last video, but I want to say this too. I appreciate and respect y'all for keeping it respectful. DVO gang, dope vibes only for those that didn't know, so we ain't have to come at his neck, nothing like that. But y'all did subtly let him know your opinion doesn't matter. And I appreciate y'all. But with that said, hey man, we all, especially us in this sim racing world, it's not cheap. This is an expensive hobby. And I'm sure we work hard for what we purchase. This is what I wanted. This is what I enjoy. It was pleasing to me. So I didn't mind spending the hard-earned money on what I really wanted. That's the way this world should work. As long as we ain't hurting nobody, right? All right, man. Moving on, man. We done with that part of it. But moving on. Now that all the arms are removed, I have to remove these magnetic shifters to put my, new shifters on. Easy. None of this is too difficult. I said it before, I say it again. At this point, it's like Legos for adults. You remove a few bolts, add a few bolts. I'm actually going to use the same ones here. And you remove the wire from the mini motherboard of the Universal Hub V2. Straightforward. I, looked at a couple videos earlier, so I knew what I needed to do already. Even without the videos, I may have been able to just eyeball it. It's really that simple, guys. And I think I also told you guys before, I'm not the handiest of guys, but I do thoroughly enjoy assembling things. And let me say this, and I don't know how many of y'all gonna rock with it, but I enjoy upgrading the teardown and assembly of sim racing almost as much as I do the racing. I can't be the only one. I love this part of it. And that may be the reason y'all haven't seen any racing videos in a while. But you know what? I got to get back right on that. I do got some stuff in the tuck that I've been working on. I'm really getting into Gran Turismo now. All before, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I spent a lot of time Formula One and Grid Legends. Don't joke me out the room, but Grid Legends was my game. I loved it, and I caught hell for loving that game. But we're working our way into other things now. I eventually too do want to get into iRacing. That's why I've been talking about the transition to PC. I want to do a set of Corsa and Competizione on PC. I have ACC on both Xbox and PS5, Gran Turismo on PS5 and on Xbox. That's where I got my Formula Ones at, my Grid Legend, the Crew Motorfest, which I'm about to delete, man. Oh, it's terrible on wheel, in my opinion. I got the Forza Motorsport. It has its own issues, but it's fun from time to time. And I know I still got Forza Horizon 5, things of that nature. But we're gonna transition on. So all of the wheels that I plan to have, right now I have 2 because I sold off my McLaren recently. All of my old gear from the previous video that I was updating, I've already sold it. So it essentially paid about 3/4 of the new gear, not including this wheel. So y'all know, man, we are tinkerers. We are tinkerers in this hobby. I'm always looking for the next best. Can't help it. I know some of y'all are too, whether that be on the track or with the equipment. But I digress. I have now put the paddle shifters onto this Universal Hub. You see how I did it? That was pretty smooth. I'm getting all right at this. All right. So put the last 2 screws in the back, and this Universal Hub is almost done. Now, we're gonna expose the pins so I can put the QR2 Pro on. I'm sorry, every time I think about the QR2 Pro, I think about the guy from the last video, but that's neither here nor there. 4 bolts, straightforward, been there, done that. Let's add it on, and you see how to go matching the paddle shift. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we doing here. But yeah, we're gonna put those 4 bolts in, and the very next thing we'll do, which I should have sped this up a little more. But I really did want you guys to see that it's really easy. Of course, it's a few more turns than what I actually show in the video of the Allen wrench, but it is super, super, super easy. This wheel, I will tell you, is definitely worth it. I love the feel of it. It's a little on the heavier side in comparison to the V2.5X, but what isn't? Because that wheel is like super light. But it's not too heavy to where it drastically dampens, you know, your force feedback experience. And yes, I do have the DD Plus now with the 15 Newton meters, and I do drive it at 100% on the wheel and about 80% in game. So, you know, it's pretty up there, but it doesn't dampen that experience. I don't think you'll have an issue with, you know, 8 Newton meters either. So if you're interested, give it a try, man. I'm absolutely loving it. Now, we're going to put on this GT Zero rubber rim, again from Cube Controls. As you've seen, the rim is from Cube Controls. Everything else is from Fanatec. And we Frankenstein the hell out of this. And it's a great wheel. A great wheel. The front is just deep enough to when I add this podium button module rally that it's not sticking out too far beyond, you know, the rim itself. We put this little spacer on because once I add this podium button module rally, you see the wire right underneath it on the desk. It does have a little crevice for the wire on the back of the module, but it's not deep enough to not, you know, compress it without this spacer. And the spacer was immaculate. I almost wish that it was showing with the gold look, but you know, we're gonna cover that up. And that wire has a USB-C end that goes into the bottom of the Universal Hub V2. You're going to see me connect that later once I tighten the bolts down on the module rally. And that's really going to be the end of the assembly. Again, straightforward, few twists of the Allen wrench here and there. You're supplied with all of the bolts that you'll need. No need to run out to the hardware store and buy anything like, you know, sometimes when you mount up the direct drive to your rig or desk or whatever. Everything was in the box. Everything was easy, straightforward installation, quick. You see, it didn't take too long. Now is where I'm gonna insert the USB-C that I mentioned a few moments ago, and that's gonna be that, y'all. Now it's time for me to get some driving in, and you know, potentially put some videos out on that. So man, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe again. Thanks. Let's run it up again like y'all did the last time. I really appreciate y'all for that. And with that said, if it ain't dope, it ain't me. And it shouldn't be you either. DV, yo. Damn. Peace, y'all.